But if you look at who's running on the Democratic side, on the opposite of Donald Trump and all those candidates, there's not one of them that can beat him. They don't have the social media presence. They don't have the grassroots. They don't have the infrastructure to beat him. So he has everything going for him to get reelected. He has a pretty decent economy. Most scandals that they try to throw at him pretty much fall off his back. And I don't like the guy, but it's like he's like Teflon Don, you know? He just, nothing really sticks with the guy. No matter how bad you think it is, he does another thing that people just fucking love him for it. And I'm not a big fan of the guy. You know, I wanted, who did I want? Oh, I wanted Ted Cruz. And I'm not saying he was better either, but compared to freaking Donald Trump, this dude's a fucking saint. But either way, at this point in my life, I can care less. Yeah, he gets away with a lot. So let's see if I can find you guys some other stuff. Alright. There's nothing cool. There is nothing good to go over here. Yeah, let's see. There's nothing good here. Rapper Tia's daughter should never had a virginity test. That's a weird one. I don't know. Oh, snap. Have I seen any great movies lately? That's another question from IGTV, guys. Okay, so movies. Let's see. Most recent movie I saw was The Joker. Best movie I've seen in the last 5 years. Honey, is that the best movie you've seen in the last 5 years? Even though it was super dark and depressing? And she says, sure. But Lion King was pretty good. It was a good remake. I'll tell you what I did see recently that made me fuck my brain up. So I was watching the R. Kelly tapes on Netflix. Oh my God, bro. Do yourself a favor. It's been out for over a year because it was aired on network TV and then put on Netflix. Do yourself a favor. Go watch the R. Kelly tapes on Netflix. This dude, straight up, is, my opinion, completely changed about it. I've always known he was a little bit of a creep. Everybody know that, he did that whole P tape back in the 90s with that allegedly 14-year-old girl or whatnot. But, ay Dios mío, esta mierda, esta cabronería. This shit was intense. It's like 6 episodes, and I clicked on the first one because I'm like, what the fuck are they going to talk about this dude? Because there's always somebody that always wants to say something bad about somebody and just defame. But I started watching it, and in 3, 2, 1, spoiler alert, all these women just went off on how he was the most manipulative, or is the most manipulative sexual deviant in the black community and in entertainment. This dude has a sex cult. And if you got deep, I get deep into things when I freaking go online. I watch something, then I Google it, then I YouTube it, and then I go into these fucking crazy ass, rabbit holes. And it's like, I didn't know that he was married briefly to what's her name? Aaliyah. He was married to Aaliyah when Aaliyah was 14, dude. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It was insane. Man, yeah, that's another thing. They went into the interview with Gayle King or Kling or whatever her name is. It was super cringy. It was creepy, man. Like the whole time I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't know, maybe I'm just late to the party. Like honestly, I'm just super late to the party. You know, I'm over here. I'm one of those guys that just out of sight, out of mind, and then I watch this shit and it's like, este fucking cabrón is just this. Oh my God. Bro, fucking having like this girl. Yeah, no, she stayed so calm. Oh my God. Yeah, it was creepy. So creepy. Creepy, man. Like, okay, so like they were, like some of the victims are talking about how he would start with like small shit. Like, hey baby, call me daddy. Like, I'm a man. I don't like being called daddy, but I'm Puerto Rican, so I kind of like being called papi, but not in that way. Like, you don't have to call me papi every other word. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Hey, y'all. And then it was like, you can't look at any other men. You have to look down. What the fuck? I have never done that. So it's like, I just can't. Yo no puedo. I don't know how these people do it. I really don't. Next thing you know, I'm listening and I'm watching, and it was just some really creepy shit, man. Like, girls disappeared, people disappeared, and it's like these parents never saw their children again, and they were like last linked to see him. You know, some of the witnesses that came out, they were like, hey, you know, this person was with me. According to one of them, that he came out to them that he was sexually abused too. There was a lot of information on there. Honestly, I like binge watched it, so I don't know how much information I actually retained, but it was a lot, man. It was just a lot of stuff that went on in that whole deal. And I'm just like, ay, Dios mío, ¿qué pasa esta gente? I just don't know what to tell you, man. This creep ass shit. And you know, I turn 29 next week, right? And I think about like when he was doing that shit with Aaliyah, right? Back in the 90s. He was like 27, 28. And he's like 45 now, almost 50. And I think about me at 29 years old. Ew. 14-year-old is little. Like, you still look like a little girl. I don't give a damn how much hormones you're eating in your food. Like, you're still a little girl. I don't care if she's stacked, bro. Like, that's just disgusting. And the fact that this dude was all up in that kind of fucked me up mentally. But it was an interesting watch. Definitely recommend it. If you have nothing else to do, go watch it. He is 50 plus. That's what I thought. I thought he was in his 50s, but he was like 28 when that shit. It was mid 90s, yo. That was a long ass time ago. He is your age. Oh, don't tell me your age, y'all. If you follow me and you're a lady, don't tell me your age. It's rude. I don't want to know.
No, it's rude to ask.
Oh, it's rude to. Oh, sorry. Correction. It's rude to ask. It's rude to ask. All right. Oh man. So I riffed on that for a little bit, guys. So this is a little bit different of a podcast. It's not going to be as long as my usuals, like hour and a half. I don't know, man. I'm just weird, guys. I'm weird as fuck. Hey, get it, girl. IG followers are proud of their ages. Boom. Anyway, I have a show coming up tonight, guys. So I'm going to get ready for that. I have a big announcement. Oh, next week I have two comics sitting in on the podcast alongside with my co-host, Joe Atam. He's not here today, so I'm doing this shit with you guys, which I might make this more of a routine thing. I'm kind of liking doing the IG live while recording. here's what I'm thinking. These two Floridians, because I'm originally from Puerto Rico, but I grew up in Florida, and my partner's also from Florida, and now we have two Florida come to Bermuda. Nena, when I'm in Puerto Rico, I'll take the plane flight. How about that? When I have next week, I'm going to have these two comedians on. First comedian is going to be Brandon Alejos. He is a Miami native living here in Dallas. Dude is funny. We're going to talk all things Miami, all things sports and all that. And I also have second comic at the same time sitting down with us is Alex Berrios. She is from my adopted hometown, Orlando, Florida. And she's funny, man. Real Orlando vibes. Super Orlando vibes. Super just she's a fucking sweetheart, man. She's funny as hell. She's something else, man. I can't wait to have both of those guys on. It's just gonna be a clusterfuck of a podcast. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. And that's gonna be our final episode until January. But be on the lookout for, check this out, more interviews from, I'm in the process of securing one more interview with one last comic. Then I'm going to try to do a musician, and maybe a chef. We'll see. So thank you guys so much for listening. And if you're an IG Live, thank you for joining me and giving me content to put on this. You guys were as much part of the show as I was today. Don't forget to follow us everywhere and everywhere. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye. Say hi, people.
Hi, people.
Say thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Love you guys.
I